The BBC has released thousands of pages of evidence submitted to the Pollard review into the Jimmy Savile scandal. Many lines of the emails, interviews and submissions have been blacked out. Let's go live to Maldon in Essex, where we can speak to John Whittingdale, MP, Chair of the Commons Media Committee. Afternoon. What have these documents added to our understanding?
Well, obviously, it's going to take quite a long time to plough through 3,000 pages of documents, but I don't think that what we've seen so far comes as any great surprise. What it demonstrates is the extent of unhappiness within the BBC structure, the frustration at the bureaucratic nature of the management, and the general poor state of morale. And the fact that so much of the evidence can't be published because we are told the lawyers have advised that it could be defamatory, in a sense, tells its own story.
Right. Is it your belief then that there shouldn't be blackouts in this?
Well, we were assured by the chairman of the BBC Trust that there would be transparency, that they would publish as much as possible, and that the material which has not been now published, we're told, is being withheld on very strong legal advice. We will obviously want reassurances that that is the case, that there has been as much published as possible. But the fact that it appears so many people giving evidence to Nick Pollard were so damning of their colleagues that this can't be made public in itself is a pretty sorry state of affairs.
How do you feel about the fact that the BBC today is not making anybody available for interview? They are making an interview available that is being conducted by BBC journalists, but they are not making anybody available to any other news broadcaster.
Well, I hadn't heard that, and I'm slightly surprised. I think one of the things which this morning's publication demonstrates, if we didn't know it already, is that there is a crisis of morale and confidence in the BBC that needs to be very urgently addressed. And it is not just my committee or the public, but it's also going to be people in the BBC who want assurances that changes are going to happen, that the new Director General is going to get a grips with this very quickly and try and restore morale and confidence in the BBC.
Yeah, you see, you say urgently addressed, and Lord Patten has said today we need to acknowledge these shortcomings and learn from them. But you do have to question, are they learning from them? People haven't been sacked from their jobs, moved sideways perhaps, but they haven't been sacked. What is the next stage? When do you get to the stage that the BBC has learnt its lessons?
Well, of course, the Director General did resign, and also one or two people have left, and there have been some sideways shifts, and we're told there have been internal disciplinary action against other individuals. But I think that it is necessary that the BBC demonstrate publicly that they are getting to grips with this. Obviously, the new Director General hasn't yet arrived. He's about to take up position. He is going to have the job of restoring confidence. My committee will want to hear from him very soon after his arrival, and we will be undoubtedly questioning him about what he intends to do.
Yeah, when do you anticipate that might happen? Obviously, that's part of what you will talk to him about, but as we all know, the Director General job is an enormous one.
It is an enormous one. We're going to want to talk to him both about his long-term strategy for the BBC, how he sees the BBC playing a role in the sort of future media landscape, also about one or two of the appointments that have just been made. He's bringing in one or two outsiders into the corporation at senior management level. But mainly the issue which I think is causing most concern is this issue of the culture, the morale within the corporation, which is clearly at an all-time low.
John Whittingdale, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks very much.